What's up? Coach Bartl here with Elite Athlete Development, Bartl Strength and Conditioning, current home to the Mount Baker Mountaineers. All right, here we go. What we're going to talk about today is time. There has been on many occasions in the course of my tenure as a strength coach where athletes have told me when I've approached them, hey, I haven't seen you in the gym in a while. What's been going on? Is everything okay? And they give me this excuse, oh, I don't have the time to go to the gym, or I didn't have the time to do it. I don't have the time to do this. I'm going to tell you this right now. If your athlete ever tells you that they don't have time, it's a total BS excuse. Okay? Time is not the issue. It's prioritizing what they do with their time that is the issue, okay? Because I'm going to give you a little reality check. All of us, your athletes, us, coaches, parents, administrators, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. It's up to you how you choose to use those minutes and those times, because guess what? Once you choose to do something and that time elapses, you cannot get that time back ever again. Okay? You get into a car accident, you can buy another car. Girlfriend dumps you, you can always find another girlfriend. It's probably a good thing. Okay? You get fired from your job. Guess what? There's going to be another job. Stuff happens, I get that. But having control of your time will make you the richest person on the planet, because time, you don't get it back. It comes down to what's the most important to that individual. Okay, here's a couple of little funky stats that I got for you. That, a typical fun-loving search on some on not social media, is on the internet and on a couple other pages where I trust science. Okay, check that out. Teenagers spend on average of 7 hours and 22 minutes a day staring at their phone. Okay? I need to preface or post-say this, that 7 hours does not include sending in homework assignments, doing anything online that revolves around school. Okay, so take that into consideration. Okay, because nowadays everybody has school online or does something online for school. But here's the other one that's kind of scary. On average, though, out of that 7 hours and 22 minutes, 2 hours and 33 minutes are spent on social media. And yet I have athletes telling me they don't have enough time in the day to get this stuff done. You know what's funny is I've worked with professional athletes, collegiate athletes. I've worked with entrepreneurs. I've worked with business owners. I've worked with 9-to-5ers. And here's the thing. None of us have time. We all have to make the time. So it's all about prioritizing the time. Okay? So a couple quick little tips in regards to the screen time stuff. This is for you parents. Limit your athletes' screen time. I know it's kind of hard to read down here, but if you go into their phone settings, you can put a limit on how much their social media access they have in a day. You can set a specific time period. I do it, and I'm slowly whittling myself down because I spend too much time on social media. Okay? So you can go into the phone, you can do that. Here's another funny thing. Do this. Watch what happens. You really want to drive your entire family nuts? When everybody gets home for the night, turn off your Wi-Fi or change the Wi-Fi password and watch the world come to a screeching halt and watch how many people freak out. That would be a really funny video to send in, okay? The other one is a phone check. Now, what do I mean by a phone check? I don't mean actually check your child's phone. What I mean is when you want them to actually come down and pay attention to Earth, have them check their phone into you like their phone is checking into a hotel. So make it say 8:30 p.m. no matter what, your phone has to check into dad. Boom, dad takes the phone, mom takes the phone, they put it somewhere else. The child has to check the phone out the next day or however long you want to have it so they don't have access to it. And don't give me the BS excuse that they need their phone in their room for the alarm. Go to Target for $1.99. You can get an alarm that you used to wake up to, the really loud, annoying ones. Those are going to be a heck of a lot better than having a phone 6 inches from their head, when now new studies are showing that phones, even when they're off at night, are still pushing out different sorts of of audio waves and waves that are still going to affect their brain and affect their sleep. Okay, so just because they're not on their phone doesn't mean that they don't are still not getting the effects of having their phone on. Okay, here's the other thing that you can help with your athlete. Have them write out their priorities. What is their number one priority? Well, number one priority in terms of just life should be their education. That should be number one. We should always try and focus that. Two is probably, or 1A, 1B is family time. That should always be at the priority. Now, if you have athletes that are always competing, making practices and games are going to be up there. Here's things that are going to be on the bottom on the priority scale. It's going to be all the extras, hanging out with your friends, going to the movies, going to the batting cages. All that stuff is just low-level priorities. Okay, and if you disagree with me on that, then we need to have a conversation, because even your priorities still aren't quite aligned. If you're hitting up here when you're still 3 months outside of the season, it's ridiculous. Okay, so what we're going to do is I wrote out a little clock here. Okay, this is an exercise that I used with one of my old business coaches and life coaches, and it helps you plan out your day. If someone says, oh, I don't have enough time to do that, okay, fine. Write out your day. Tell me exactly what you're doing throughout the entire day, and I'm going to find gaps, and we're going to do it, okay? So it's really super simple. You just take out a giant piece of paper and go in 2-hour chunks from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., okay? I always like to work backwards, okay? So what do I want to do during my days? I want to prioritize sleep, because sleep is a massive recovery tool. It helps with brain function. So I always want to make sure I always get to sleep at the same time, and I always want to try to wake up at the same time. So I always put those things in first. Okay. So for me, for example, 5 a.m. wake up. Okay. I don't function well if I get less than 7.5 hours of sleep. So if I want to wake up at 5, that means I have to be in bed by 9:30. 10:30. Somewhere around there. Let's see. 9:30. Bed. Okay. So I have a 5 a.m. wake up. I have a 9:30 to bed. So those are all blocked off. Okay. I know I have to be at the school. Okay. For certain times of the day. Okay, so 6:15 to 7:15, I have high school gym. Okay, and then I'm back again from 3 to 5. Boom. So, if you're a parent and you're working on this with your high school kid, have them put in the start times for school. Okay? So what is it, 7:45 to 2:45? They got school. Okay? If they have practice right after school, 3 to 5, let's say. Practice. Okay, you're a high school kid. If this is your day, boom. Now what happens? Okay, you want to start putting in your foundational rocks for time. Okay, so if this is what a school kid's day looks like, 7:45 to 2:45, practice from 3 to 5, bam, now we have some chunk of times. When are they going to wake up? Okay, when are they going to go to bed? If getting to the gym is a hard priority for your kid, and this is what their schedule is, let's just make it nice and easy after school, and they go to bed at 10 o'clock, okay, 10 p.m., here's 5 hours. Okay, what are we going to do? School doesn't start till 7:45. Are your kids the type of kids that are lazy and don't get out of bed until 7:30 and don't get any breakfast, and they wonder why they're not cognitively functioning at a high level in the morning? Or do they get up at 7? Okay, let's say they get up at 7. You got a 7 a.m. wake up. Boom. Okay, so they got a little 45-minute window here. You got 5 hours there. Okay, so say that's your athlete. And you still don't tell me you don't have time? If your kid drives, why can't they make 6:15 gym? Are they lazy? Are they staying up too late? If they go to bed at 10 and they get up at 5:45 and they're out the door by 6, that's almost 8 hours of sleep. Okay? That's plenty enough for sleep. Anything less than 7.5 hours, then you start getting into some recovery issues. The brain fog is just not going to work as well. 7:45 to 9 hours, that's pretty good for teenagers. On the weekends, they're probably going to do 12 to 13 because they're kids, right? So maybe this isn't what your kid's schedule look like. Maybe they have late practice and they don't start practice until 5. So why can't your kid come to the after school lifting session? Okay? Where are your priorities? Okay? Teenagers literally only have to do a couple things. They have to go to school. They have to go to practice if they're athletes. If they don't have any sports that they're playing, they just have to wake up and go to school. Okay? So, but Coach Bartl, we gotta find some time to do some homework. Awesome. Okay? You have a lunch break. You can study at lunch. Trust me, I do it all the time. Okay? Say this is their schedule. They go from 3 to 5. They have nothing from 5 to 10. Do you really mean to tell me that your kid can't get their homework done inside of 5 hours? Okay? What if it's the other way around? What if they don't have practice until later? And there's that gap between practice or school and when they go to practice. Why aren't they going to the gym and getting their studying there? Practice doesn't go until 9 o'clock at night. It probably goes, even if they start late, say they start at 5:30, 2-hour practice, they're done at 7:30, they're home by 8, and they don't go to bed till 10, there's 2 hours to get homework done. Okay? Maybe they have a free period during the day where they can help catch up on some studying and turn in some homework times. Maybe they have to meet with tutors. All of that stuff can help manage their time. But if there's no reason that a high school student should tell me that they don't have time. It's not a time issue. It's a priority issue. Okay? You want to be the best athlete you can be. Or if your parents, you want your kids to be the best athletes that they can be, help them learn to prioritize their time. Are they spending time, over here? Or are they spending time on the calendar blocking stuff off? Okay, let's continue with me. Let's continue with my day. One thing that I cannot live without, I have to work out. I have to lift weights. Okay, I would be in jail if I didn't have the ability to train. Okay, my only time to train that I really love is first thing in the morning, but I can't do that. I'm at the high school, and I want to lift at the high school gym because I built the best freaking gym in Washington State. Why would I want to lift anywhere else? So I can't lift until 5 p.m. So I train from 5 to 6:37. Boom. Okay? For me, 7 p.m. to 9:30, that's family time. Okay? At 8 o'clock, I stop responding to all text messages. So I actually put a line in here, and I got family time. Okay? There's my family time. I spend it with my dog, with my girl's son, whatever we need to do. Okay? But look at this. I have this big gap. This is where I get my work done. Okay? So maybe I study for 90 minutes. Once I get done studying, I make fun-loving videos like this for about an hour. Okay? I'm at 11:30. I got 11:30 to 2:30 because that's when I have to leave to go to the school. That's about here. So I still have another 2-hour chunk. What am I going to do there? I can write. I can study. I can take a nap. Take a walk. Okay? So that's how that's how I prioritize my days. So you need to start with the non-negotiables first, especially if you're a teenage athlete. You need to block out the day. You need to block out school. If you want to get really crazy, block out your class periods. Find times in between classes to do stuff. It's not like Baker is a huge campus for a lot of the Mount Baker students. It doesn't take 15 minutes to walk to your next class. It's not like college where you got to walk across campus. Probably just have to walk down the hallway. So can you not squeeze in 5 to 10 minutes of homework in between classes? Yes, you can. You're just not prioritizing it. Can you read a couple pages and catch up for the next class? Show up to class early, get into your seat, sit down, read a couple pages? Sure, absolutely you can. Do they? No, they're not prioritizing their time. What are they doing during lunch? They running around with their friends? Or are they sitting down, reading, studying? You can do multiple things. You can eat and study and read at the same time. I do it daily. Okay? When does their practice? Do they practice right after school? Because if they practice right after school, then they need to come to the morning session and lift. If they have practice later, they can sleep in, wake up at 7:45. There it is. Wake up at 7:30 and get to school on time and come and lift after the school. There's no reason, I'm going to keep saying this, there's no reason whatsoever that time should ever be an excuse for a teenager. It's a lack of prioritizing what is truly important to them. If you're somebody that's not starting, but you have the athletic talent, it's probably not the talent that's not getting you starting. It's probably the fact that you're slow and you're not that strong. The only way to get better and faster and stronger is to go to the gym. Okay, are you hurt? There's plenty of time to go to the gym. You can always train around an injury. That's going to be a video that's coming up soon, so you're going to want to pay attention to that one as well. But don't ever let time be an issue. Time is never an issue. Time is the most valuable piece of life that you have. You need to guard your time like it's $1 billion. If I gave you $1 million right now, you would probably guard that thing with your life. So why are you not prioritizing and taking care of your time in the same fashion? Okay? So time should never be an issue. It's prioritizing. Take your rocks, put them on the calendar first, your non-negotiables. Fill the rest of your day in with the negotiables. Practice, hitting, throwing. Even the gym is a negotiable, but I can find time for a kid to come in and find some time to train during the day. Okay? If you're a parent and you're having problems with your kid managing their time, let me know. Let's find some time. I'll sit down with the kid and I'll help teach them this whole calendaring thing and help them prioritize their time and where they are and what they're doing with it. Okay? But don't ever let someone tell you they don't have enough time. If someone tells you they don't have enough time, they're lazy and they just don't know how to prioritize their time. Big, big difference. Hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a comment below. Cheers, you guys.